Hello and welcome to, yes, I did film this video on the same day that I filmed that other video. Yeah, welcome to this really great fashionable choice yet again. Now I'm going to be talking about TV because TV is great, but you know what's not great is when you're watching a really great show, like a really fantastic show, and then it's canceled. Like, it's canceled after the first season or maybe the second season, but like the show has so much more places it can go, and then it was canceled, wrongfully canceled. I talked about this last year about some of my favorite one season wonders, as I like to call it, but those shows that I mentioned last year had been off for quite a while, so the sting of them not having any new episodes had kind of worn away, and I have accepted that fact. These that I'm going to be talking about are all pretty new, and I still hold hope that they'll be picked up. The first show that I'll be talking about is One Mississippi. It was created by Tig Notaro. If you know who Tig Notaro is, she is a comedian. She is probably one of my favorite comedians. I have watched her stand-up specials, Boyish Girl Interrupted, multiple times. So One Mississippi was created by Tig and Diablo Cody. You might know Diablo Cody from, she wrote the movie Juno and other movies. One Mississippi had 2 seasons and it was wrongfully canceled. It's semi-autobiographical. It is more of a dark comedy. They touch on some pretty like dark issues, but they handle it really well. So the story follows Tig, who returns to her hometown when her mother suddenly dies. Tig is also recovering from cancer and C. diff. These are all actual things that happened to the real life Tig Notaro. So that's the semi-autobiographical part. I think Tig is just such a great storyteller, and I love the series, and I was enjoying it, and I got through the 2 seasons so quickly, but it was wrongfully canceled. So I'm still upset. I'm still upset it wasn't canceled that long ago. Also, her love interest in the show is played by her real life wife, Stephanie Allen. There's a very cute moment in the 2nd season that references Fun Home. So just based on that fact, you should watch it. There are 12 episodes in total. Each episode ranges about like 25 minutes in length. And yeah, it's good. So, you know, although it hurts that it's canceled, you should totally watch it. Next show is Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. It's sort of like a spin-off from Once Upon a Time, which I think is still on. I used to watch Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is basically smushes all the fairy tales together. That is a direct tagline from the show. They made this little mini-series, kind of, called Once Upon a Time Wonderland, and it just focuses on the characters in Wonderland. The series was much stronger than Once Upon a Time. I gave up watching Once Upon a Time years ago because it was just too uneven, but because I think they focused on just the Wonderland characters, it was a much stronger show. There are 13 episodes. Each episode is about 45 minutes in length, and it's a nice watch. You don't need to have watched Once Upon a Time at all. It does make some references to it, but nothing that is integral to the story. And the next show I've talked about before, but I'm gonna mention it again, and it is Bunheads. Bunheads is Amy Sherman Palladino's show. You probably know this. I love Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is the show for me, and therefore I am always super excited to watch whatever Amy Sherman Palladino creates. So she created Bunheads. It only lasted for a season. I remember hearing about it when it aired, but I somehow like missed it, and I watched it after the fact. It follows Sutton Foster of Broadway fame and Emily Gilmore, not her real name, Kelly Bishop, who plays Emily Gilmore in Gilmore Girls. And Sutton Foster comes to the small town and starts helping teach the dance studio that Kelly Bishop's character owns and runs. It also follows them, but also the dancers, so a group of teenage girls. And it is just a delightful show. Amy Sherman Palladino has a very noticeable style, a style that I quite enjoy. If you enjoy Gilmore Girls, this is similar. It's a very cute show. One of my favorite TV tropes is where there's an episode and they all get trapped somewhere, which would be my nightmare, but I enjoy watching that in a show. And they had an episode where like a lot of the town was all kind of in one space and they couldn't really leave. It's great. I'm all for that TV trope, but not for real life living. Also, there are 18 episodes and they're all like about 45 minutes in length. And the next show is Take My Wife. It was created by the couple Carmen Esposito and Rhea Butcher, who are both comedians, and in the show they play comedians who are also in a relationship, and the show follows them as they navigate the world of stand-up and how they navigate their own relationship. Very funny and sweet, and it was cancelled after the first season, except they had already filmed the second season before the show was cancelled, and finally they recently released the second season onto iTunes so people can watch because it was already filmed. I haven't actually watched the second season yet, and I'm excited to. So there's a total of 15 episodes. Each episode is about 22 minutes in length to 30. If you're looking for a cute, funny show, this is the show. And the last show I'll be talking about is a show that was so good, and I've also already talked about it before in a Stitch and Bitch video, but like I'm gonna talk about it again, and it's Pitch. Pitch only lasted for one season, and it's a beautiful show. It is about baseball, and you're like, Laura, I don't care about baseball. And you know what? I don't care about baseball either, but I care very much about the show. It follows Ginny Baker, who is a young woman, and she is the first woman to play in the major league. It kind of follows her journey, that process. We only got 10 episodes, and it was laying such beautiful groundwork of what the show was going to progress into. They touched on a lot of different topics, and they handled it really well. I was so happy with it. I was so pleased with it, and I don't know why it was canceled. I don't know why no one else has picked it up. Like, come on, step up your game. If you're also looking for a new ship to hold in your heart, words, then this might be the show for you. Just a nice slow burn ship. And let me know some of your favorite one season wonders, so you know we can all get our hearts broken. That's a fun Friday night thing. Let's watch a TV show and get sad. Yeah. Okay, bye guys.